We now know that that patient that died is a man in his 50s. We're told by the hospital that he checked in with a pre-existing respiratory issue, was tested for the coronavirus, tested positive, and passed away. It's important to point out that this man had no history of travel outside the U.S. or any known contact with anyone who had the coronavirus. That's what the CDC calls community transmission, exposure to the virus without traveling to an impacted area. He's also the second patient to test positive at Evergreen Health. The other patient is a woman whom the hospital says is in isolation.
Continuing to care for the individual who has survived. We have expressed our condolences to the families of the individual who has passed away. We have additional individuals that are being tested, and in conjunction with the State Health Department and the State Lab, we should have additional information later today.
A hospital official says they'll continue to identify symptoms and test patients when necessary for the coronavirus. They also said that if needed, they have the ability to transform half of the critical care unit into an isolation unit, sophisticated enough to even stop the spread of airborne particulates. The hospital here in Kirkland calling on the help of the feds. We're told that a team of 10 from the CDC is assisting here on the ground in Washington State. In Kirkland, I'm Sebastian Robertson.